City Council meeting, August 25th of 2022, 6 p.m. Citizens are encouraged to follow the COVID-19 safety measures provided by the CDC guidelines. This meeting will be open to the public. However, meetings are available to watch on our YouTube channel. Please, if you can, mute your phones, just to keep from disturbance down, please. Okay, greetings. Thank you all for coming. We appreciate every one of you for coming out. It's always good to see the citizens when they come out. And we got some more coming. They just running a little bit late. They're having a late supper, they said. But they're going to be here, so we're going to have a few more people coming in. If y'all would please stand for prayer. Lord God, we thank you for being the builder of all things. Please guide us in the meeting. Help us come up with effective strategies that can enable us to move forward as a team in a meaningful way. Help us to generate good plans that are practical, sustainable, and easily implemented. Guide us toward the best way to take action to accomplish our goals. Help us to tackle all the topics we need to discuss, come up with excellent solutions, and leave this meeting inspired and on time. In the precious name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, and one indivisible.
Y'all have a seat, please. Okay, roll call we have tonight. I want to thank our city administrator, Kent Manton, for being here. Councilman Ricky Wiggins, Councilman James Talbert, Councilman Conley Bass, Councilman Richard Prater, our city secretary, Pam Combs, court clerk Danielle McGruer. I told you I'd mess that name up. I'm learning it. Our police chief, Michael Dorsey, public works director Gene Sprouse, code enforcer Thomas Arnold, and our new I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. James Ratley. Reddy. Pleased to have you. Okay, close enough. Okay, and of course me. All right. Okay, the city council welcomes public comments at this point on items not specified listed on the agenda. Speakers must sign up before the meeting begins. Speakers are limited to 5 minutes. The council cannot respond to matters not listed on the agenda until a further meeting. Do we have anybody signed up, Ms. Pam?
No, we don't.
Okay, thank you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, number 3. Approval of minutes. Council to discuss, consider, and possibly take action to approve the minutes from the August 11th, 2022 special called workshop and the July 28th, 2022 regular called council meeting. Okay, do we have anything with the minutes? Anybody want to?
If there's no corrections,
Corrections?
I move to approve the minutes from the August 11th, 2022 special call workshop and the July 28th, 2022 regularly called council meeting.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay, all right. Do we have any discussions? None at this time. Okay, all in favor? It'd be that we have 4. Mr.
Griffin?
Griffin is not here tonight because he is under the weather. He has COVID, so he's not here tonight. So we have plenty of people up here to take care of you. I promise. Okay. All right. Get all these names wrote down. All right. Police chief report, Mr. Chief Dorsey. You want to step up to the podium, please?
Good evening, everybody.
Evening, sir.
Good to see everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. I want to start off with our police report for July of 2022. For the month of July, we had 141 calls for service. We generated 17 reports that would include arrest, offense, and incident. Total of 6 crash reports, citation and warning total 123. That's 41 citations, 82 warnings for the month of July. I had a couple other things to announce for this month. I'm really pleased that we got to do the SRO, the school resource officer. Jeffrey Martinez has stepped up and he's filling in that capacity right now. He's doing a great job. We're implementing a lot of new things and keeping everybody safe over at the school. But I have been fortunate to get 2 police officer applicants. One of them is applying for the school resource officer, and he has all the required training for that position already. He has a lot of experience. And then there are other gentlemen that applied. He's a little bit newer to law enforcement, but he's definitely eager to learn and to work. So I have 2 applicants I'm going through the background process with right now, and so far everything's looking good.
And Officer Richardson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you want to explain to the ones here?
Sure. He was recently involved in assist Lorena PD on a traffic stop, and there were several occupants in the vehicle, and one of them wasn't cooperative, and so he was trying to get them detained in handcuffs, and they went to the ground, and he landed on his thumb, and unfortunately he did injure his right hand. He's right-handed, and fractured his thumb in 2 places. So he's going to be out for a little bit while he's recovering from that. So
He's right-handed and everything. It's
Yeah.
on his right, so it's kind of hard to ride, so.
I hate, I wish it was me and not him, but,
Yes, sir.
I'm glad it wasn't anything major.
Yes, sir.
And I think, he will make a full recovery, so just ask that you keep him in your,
About how long?
probably about 5 to 6 weeks, is
So
what I heard.
we lost one to the school, we got one over to school.
Yes, sir.
Roman's gone,
Yes, sir.
and
We're down to
Martin's over there, so we're down to 2 officers.
So, if I hire the 2 that I'm looking at, we'll be back to a full staff, minus Richardson being out for his injury.
Oh. Okay, Mr. Wiggins,
Yes,
Councilman
sir.
Wiggins?
No, I don't know if Richard was through.
Oh, was you through, sir?
I was just gonna ask, how are we on coverage, or can we get the sheriff's department to come out and maybe help us out, or?
We're doing fairly well on coverage, and I'm on call whenever,
We have reserves.
so.
We do have reserves.
I have 1 reserve, but he has been out because he had LASIK eye surgery. But I've been taking the on-call and covering the best I can. And then we do have, we have a good relationship with Moody and Lorena and the sheriff's office, so we all help each other out as well.
Yeah, they'll come if we need them, we call them, Lorena.
I just,
Okay, Mr. Wiggins, Councilman Wiggins?
Okay, now you said you had 2 applicants and one of them had put in for the SRO. Is
Yes,
that
sir.
right?
Martinez.
And then
Okay.
and then, so if the other one, you'll just consider as a full-time
Patrol, yes, sir.
patrol, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Bass, you had your hand
Well,
up.
he asked,
Oh, he answered yours, okay, Mr.
answered my
Palmer?
question.
There was a time, wasn't a whole long time ago, that was you and 2 other officers for a long time, wasn't it? Just yourself and 2 others.
Well, I think at one point it was me and 1 other person.
Yeah, no, I mean, you was working 7 days a week for a long time, it wasn't
You
just,
still do it,
it
yeah.
was, it's months.
Right.
So,
But I know,
I trust you, I feel like you got it handled.
yes, sir. I try to make the best out of every situation. Being shorthanded, I think of it as, a temporary problem. It's not a permanent, it's not a permanent situation. Just make the best out of it, do the best I can, and I'm always available. And anytime I get a call, I'm going to go. So
Yes,
I
Mr.
I got a problem with two officers covering, there's no way for two officers to cover 7 days. And there's no way. Is there an option of maybe getting the sheriff's department to make a patrol out here at night? Especially because, I mean, everybody's griping about getting broken into and all this going on, and these citizens ain't gonna like having two officers. I know it's temporary, but these citizens ain't gonna like having two officers patrolling everything.
Well, he's on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah, but
He's
if
done that
if
before.
there's not somebody out there,
Yeah, I see
I mean,
what
if
you
there ain't
mean.
somebody out there patrolling and
Yeah.
these people know it,
Mhm.
they will take advantage of it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, is it
Yeah.
an option to maybe ask the sheriff's department, maybe they can just run out here once or twice a night?
Well, I know that I've expressed our needs to our neighboring cities, and they're aware of our staffing, and they have been helping us out.
Or are they gonna patrol?
Sir?
But will they patrol here, or they'll just call if somebody sees something?
They've been, I can get them to help us respond to calls. I can see if they can, try to patrol more too.
I'm just saying, I'd like to see more of a presence than two police officers for a 24-hour period. It's just,
that's true, we would all like to have a full staff,
I'd like
but it's
to-
just not.
I mean, I understand it's temporary, but
Yeah.
temporary, a lot can happen in a temporary time. I'm just asking, is it an option to even get a hold of the sheriff's department and ask?
Yeah, we
If
can.
maybe they can
check.
help us.
We can check with them and see, yes, sir. Mr. Wiggins?
Would it be could we possibly make a shift in, let's say, for example, your working days, and now we're down to 2 officers, and the worst time probably is gonna be the night shift, right? Where things happen, as far as being the worst time. Is it
Right.
possible somebody shift over and start working nights and still, we just wanna make sure the nights really, I think, are really covered, cause if something's gonna happen, it's probably gonna happen 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
I mean,
So we
you
won't
know
make
that.
sure, that's what I wanna make sure that's covered. If that means you have to go to, nights instead of days, then we might just have to do that.
Right. I mean, I should, if I end up hiring the 2 gentlemen that applied, that's gonna happen within the next two weeks. So,
But between now and 2 weeks, a lot can happen.
I mean, if the council would prefer me to modify my hours and go to nights, I'm more than happy to. I'm on call at night, but, I can work nights if I need to.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you know when the bad stuff happens, you gotta report, you do a report of what time stuff goes on.
Right.
That, I just soon leave it up to you, but I just want coverage. I don't
okay.
care where it comes from.
Chief, do you think, I know sometimes when I was over in Waco, and we used to get, people to come and patrol our area when we was having trouble, at the business I owned. Off-duty officers sometimes want to make extra money, but the city will have to pay them if we can get extra, off-duty officers to come over and help.
Right, good idea.
You know, and we could ask them if they wanna come and help, and they can get paid, a lot of times they'll volunteer, or not volunteer, but they'll come and do it for extra money, and we might could do that, maybe to help you out, pay for them, the off-duty officers or something that want to make a few extra bucks, just to come over and patrol, just to ride around in his car or something. You might check on that,
Yeah.
it's an
Is
option.
that an option? That's,
I like that idea.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't,
Okay, yes, sir.
Yes, agreeing with her. Another option that may be available to the cities, a lot of the larger cities, to relieve pressure on the officers, have what they call RSVPs, retired senior volunteer patrol. They don't pay them, they provide them a vehicle.
Like you, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's an officer of 27 years. Still has his badge.
Yeah, as a matter of fact. But you have an RSVP that can do patrol, stuff like that. They're not armed, okay? They're merely a set of eyes. They see something that's suspicious or something like that, and they call Chief Dorsey or the officer
scare
not
tactic.
doing drug busts. It's that high visibility option that you have. And you can schedule them in to where you have peak hours. And when you have those peak hours, now you have a vehicle on the road, it's not as easy for the criminal to start acting up. Because now where they're coming
They
from and
see
who's
somebody.
coming.
And also there's, there's security companies around that might even, you have to pay them too, but they could come over and, for security, drive around like, like a mall cop or, what I'm calling, like, stuff like that,
That's an expensive option, but
It's an expensive option, but it's because, Mr. Wiggins,
Yeah.
Councilman Wiggins.
I like Mayor Owens' idea, and I think it would be good for us to look into that, because one reason is if we could find maybe some, off-duty officers that might wanna step in, then in the future, if we run into this problem again, we'll have someone we already know that might be willing to step in.
I like it.
I think it'd be a good idea.
I like it.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt to check.
No,
I mean,
that's right.
whether they can or can't, we'll have to do what we
And
have to do no
Chief
matter
can
what.
check around.
Yeah, you can check around, and one of the officers that comes to my mind is the one that came here before, was Mr. Vila. Y'all remember Mr. Vila that had the water problem? That's right. But he might not want to himself, but he might know somebody.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, he would be a good person probably
He
to
teaches
contact.
classes
Yeah.
at police academy.
Oh, he teaches
Yes,
classes?
That way, if they can't do
Yeah,
it, well, then
okay.
we're back to where we're doing it ourselves, but I know they hire them sometimes for, on the highway to, when they're doing road construction and stuff like that, so.
You talking about Pete?
That's,
Who you're talking about?
that's it.
Excuse me, okay?
You talking about Pete?
No, I don't know his first name, Mr. Vila.
The one that's wanting the water meter?
Yes.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
supposed
he
to be
can.
here tonight, isn't he? I think it's on the agenda.
No, not
No.
him. It's
That's
not
Perez.
him.
That's Perez.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
Perez.
Perez.
Yeah,
He
he's
teaches,
already got a
class
meter,
up there.
but that's who we're talking
Alright.
about.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I got you.
All right, you can
Okay.
check in on that, chief, and I'll help you whatever you want me to do, just let me know.
All right. Thank
All
you,
right.
Chief.
Thank you, chief.
You're welcome. Couple other
We
things.
appreciate everything you do, so.
You're welcome. Miss Pam, she gave me a message today that, because back a couple months ago, I reached out to TxDOT about the engine brake signs on 107. And they've finally been ordered, and they should be up on the road sometime early, mid-September.
Oh, great.
So probably in a couple weeks, we'll have our signs. Then on our new vehicles, we're about 3 weeks out from receiving them, roughly. So hopefully that doesn't change. And then back, my plan with our old vehicles, I've already given one of them to the city admin, so it's over here at City Hall. The Tahoe that I'm getting rid of is going to the fire department. It's about to exchange hands with them here soon. And then our other F-150 has been out on the street, but somebody hit it on one of my officers was out on 35 on the inside shoulder, and someone not paying attention sideswiped them. So they're the at-fault party.
Yeah.
Nobody was injured, thankfully, and the officer was not in the car when it got struck. But it will be going in the body shop next week, and then whenever I get it back, it's going to Mr. Arnold for code enforcement.
Good. Make good use of all of it.
So, thank y'all.
Okay. Thank you, Chief, very much. Thank you. Okay, the Public Works Director's report, Gene Spout.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, whatever you are. So did y'all get a copy of this report, right?
Sir,
I'm giving you the time.
wherever you are.
He's had a hard day.
Depends on what you want to be today. But anyway, we're fixing to start our lead and copper samples, so I've contacted 19 out of the 20 people. I gave Mr. Talbert his because he's going on vacation.
But that's gonna tire me up for a couple of days next week, trying to get those delivered, picked up, and then get them shipped back to Austin. We got some cold mix today, so I'm gonna have the guys out first thing tomorrow, start patching. Probably start in Bruceville and work our way in. So if y'all get any calls or whatever, we'll be working that area. I know Franklin needs it real bad too.
Oh, I hit one over on Franklin the other day, I thought I lost my tire.
Yep.
Right there in that intersection. of,
Yeah, right there by Fourth.
Fourth and, man, it
Yeah.
like took my tire
Yes, sir.
out.
Yeah.
So you're gonna start in Bruceville and work our way this way?
Yes.
Okay.
Good.
You a while back, I think it was a Quest, and I think Pam too, did you ever get over and patch and Bruce and Mesquite and that other one right there?
If they didn't, no, Archie hadn't
Yeah,
been done.
Mesquite and Archie.
When I read meters the other day, I noticed it, and I told Calvin to get some asphalt ordered, so we got it today.
Okay,
So-
thank you very much.
They'll start on Old Bruceville and then hit Archie Mesquite, First Street.
Cause that was specific request, it was
Right.
turned in, so.
But yeah, that's why I wanted to let y'all know we are gonna start tomorrow, so I get as much done as we can.
Think you do best you can.
And all we, leaks after leaks. Richard knows that. Richard caused one the other day by his house, just so y'all know. Throwing it out there, so. But no, that's all I got. Kent's got some other stuff I'm gonna hang around for, unless I have to go help them fix the leak on Third and between Third and Fourth on Tipple Street. Calvin's on his way over there now to check on one, so hopefully not.
All right, thank you, Mr. Smith. Okay, the number, 6, the city engineer's report, Johnny Taylor, but he's not here tonight, so Kent's gonna read his, report.
Thank you. Yeah, so Mr. Tabor could not make it tonight, so I'll just read off of this one here. We've got it up on the screen for you as well. DA Rural Development, new wastewater system. Tabor and Associates Incorporated is waiting on the remaining items required of the city before USDA Rural Development issues closing instructions and authorizes project to be bid. Hydraulic analysis and system mapping update. We delivered a final review set of system maps on August 23rd and visited with Gene about verifying the final positioning of some of the meters. We anticipate presenting to the city a final presentation on hydraulic analysis and system mapping at a meeting in October. They recommend a called meeting due to the length of the time that it will take for the presentation and any questions from the community. Foster Branch Addition, lots 1 through 6, water improvements, construction contracts, and notice to proceed were issued to Bull G Construction at a pre-construction conference held on August 23rd. The construction start date for this is September the 2nd. They are wanting to get after that pretty quick, is our understanding. And the completion date for that one at the latest is December 1st, 2022. Developer has already cleared vegetation from the water line easement, and the developer will set stakes for water meter locations.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Okay, number 7, code enforcement officer / city inspector, report, Thomas Arnold.
/ animal control / permit / so for code enforcement, let's see, we had a total of 74 cases worked. 2 of those cases went to court, with one being turned into a no-show, so they will be served a warrant, and the other one was given an additional 30 days. He built a fence without a permit, so he's gonna be coming in to get a permit, hopefully. I've closed 13. Currently active, I have 50 active cases.
Any questions?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Williams?
The HGW in the violation, is that high grass?
High grass and weeds.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, that's all, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What's the latest on the development over here at Mackey Ranch in 107? The people that came in here and talked about developing all that property, what's the latest?
Okay, what they're gonna be doing with it, that's not on the agenda, so we can't really discuss that.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's not on the agenda this time, but I appreciate you bringing it up. That's where you maybe you should have signed in and you could have asked, but we couldn't have responded except we could encourage you, but it's not on the agenda. Sorry, sir. Okay, all right. Now we're gonna be listening to the city administrator's report, Kent Manton.
Thank you, Mrs. Mayor. Okay, so we had a few things for you this go round. First, I just kind of wanted to let the community and council know that we are aware of the issues that we're having here in the council with our audio visual system. Specifically speaking, there's some feedback loops going on for the folks who aren't here in this room, who are watching online. We understand that not everybody can really hear everybody when they're talking, and there's a lot of overlapping when people are talking. So, and additionally, we have presentations going on here, and the viewers at home can't necessarily see those presentations. So we are working with some volunteers. We got at least one in the room trying to help us get all this squared away, and we also have plans to meet with our vendor on this to get some more training to help solve some of these issues. So just so you know, we are working on that. The sewer. So it pleases me, and I'm sure it pleases the rest of everybody on here to say that this is no longer in the city's hands. Our attorneys currently have all the information that they need to review, to issue a certificate of completion of right-of-ways. We will see, just how they come back with that and let us know if we're all good to go or if we need to get additional information. If they do come back on that one with an all clear, then we will turn that into USDA to move the process along. And the next step on that one is to begin the closing of the loan and to send everything out to bid. There are a lot of steps. There are a lot of hoops with that. We're going to have our work cut out for that, so it's not going to happen just right around the corner, but just so you know, it is a major step forward. We have requested a waiver from USDA to get a little bit extra time because we are actually coming up on our 5-year deadline to finalize construction on this.
Yes.
So,
Okay, do you have a question, Mr. Palmer?
We've been waiting a long time to hear that.
well, we're not quite there yet.
We're
That's
not
all right.
quite there
Hey,
yet.
yeah, but you got, it just, it's about as close as you can get it without, I understand.
Yeah, Ms.
But
Pam has
there was
been
some
working
things
very, very
been
hard on
delaying
that.
it for a long time, so I'm pleased, thank you very much.
Pam has worked her tail off on
Yeah,
that.
we all have.
Everybody has been working hard.
Yeah.
We really have.
You know,
Okay. All right.
sometimes you have to step in their place too.
Next on this one, you might have already noticed them. Our code enforcement officer set up some signs around town today. They are pertaining to water restrictions, kind of let the community know what's going on with that. We have our website. We have Savvy Citizen app. Make sure you download that to stay informed. But outside of that, we don't have a whole lot of means to stay connected to the community.
No, we don't.
So putting up these signs will at least let folks know that we are in voluntary water restrictions. These signs are interchangeable, so if we have an issue that we want to relay to the community in the future, we can order some inserts to go in there and kind of broadcast our messages a little bit. So kudos to Danielle working on that project. Okay, next update on the general election. So we do have 4 candidates that have submitted an application for that one. We will be doing a ballot drawing, or a drawing for a place on the ballot Friday, Monday
Monday or Friday?
Monday the 29th.
Monday.
At 5.
At 5.
Okay. So for all those who are interested in coming up and viewing that. So yeah, we'll be having an election in November. The 29th. Let's see here, what else we got on that one. So next up on that one was our update on the hydraulic analysis. So Mr. Tabor kind of mentioned it already, but he has dropped off a set of maps that we just need to rectify. They're already working on a new model, so they anticipate, presenting this in October. We just have a little bit of cleanup on the map to rectify, our GPS coordinates and where they're needed to place. But Gene's going to be working with his team to get that knocked out, but probably after the copper and lead samples are all wrapped up. Lastly, I had on here, on the city administrator's report, update on developmental activities. So sir, this one kind of relates a little bit to your question there. So last Friday, we did meet with a realtor. He has 2 clients. One has purchased land, the other one is considering purchasing land. They're interested in setting up some homes on a tract of land over here off of Eagle Drive, and then the other one is off of 107. most of their questions were regarding on the availability of city infrastructure. Both of them are the mindset that they want to hold off until a sewer comes in. They don't really want to deal with subdividing any land just to have to put in a septic system.
So that means, they intend to, incorporate that land and annex it into the city if they want sewer.
That is our.
The one on the outside on 107,
But what
They
about
would have
the,
to be in the city to
yeah.
be able to access.
but the one on Eagle Drive, that's already in the city, okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Is that all? Okay, thank you, sir, appreciate your input. Okay, citizen request for information, Andrew Perez. Council discuss, consider, and possibly take action on a request by Mr. Andrew Perez to receive an update on his request to have a water meter installed at 1154 South Agnes?
Agnes.
Yeah.
Agnes.
Agnes Willis Road in Bruceville, Texas, 76630. Is he here? He's no show, okay. All right, so there's nothing to be taken on that.
I think that's actually spelled Wheels, Agnes Wheels, I believe.
Agnes Wills?
Yeah.
Okay, not Willis?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, but he's not here, so nothing on that, okay? We're gonna go to 10. Okay, updates to code of ordinances. Council discuss, consider, and possibly take action to adopt ordinance number 7-28-2022-2, updates to our currently established building codes adopted by references on the 2020 National Electric Code, 2021 International Building Code, 2021 International Residential Code, 2021 International Energy Conservation Code, 2021 International Mechanical Code, 2021 International Fuel Gas Code, 2021 International Plumbing Code, and 2021 International Property Maintenance Code, and their respective appendix with automatic adoption of further updates, future updates. Okay, is that you, Mr. Arnold?
Yes, if there's any questions,
Does anybody have any questions, Mr. Arnold, on these updates on these codes?
This is just updating and everything up to date.
Yeah,
on-
just bringing everything up to
Yeah.
date.
From
Yes,
our
sir.
old
We're,
ordinance.
currently, we're in '06, we have '06
Mhm.
codes, we're wanting to update to 2021 ICC codes and 2020 NEC, National Electric
There's
Code.
no changes of the codes, just updating.
It's- There's changes throughout the years, but nothing, is, every 3 years, they adopt a new code. And any changes that happen every time they adopt a new code are amendments that are in the code that you can bring up at the time. Yes, sir, Mr. Wiggins.
Councilman Wiggins?
I'm sorry.
So these changes won't affect any fees or anything?
No, not directly. Fees is in permit fees? What?
Any type of fees that there may be? I mean, what are these, you're just saying that we need to update our codes, so I'm assuming that wouldn't have anything to do with somebody need to pay more money.
By updating codes, there will be requirements that '06 does not have, that 2021 does have. That would
Give me
be
an
required.
example.
A blower test.
Okay.
Back in 2018?
Came in, the lower door test probably came in about 14, 15.
Okay, so somewhere in 2015, they added the blower test to
Okay.
a new house construction. And that test cost, at that time, roughly $1,000. So things of that nature would cost money for the builder, but not for the city.
Okay.
Specifically. Now, if the builder pushes that cost off onto the person buying the home, I would rather spend a little bit more money on a $2,500,000 home $250,000, if I'm gonna spend that much money on a house, I'd rather be up to date with codes and safety issues.
But these codes that we're gonna update, they don't have the fee, in other words, the state, for example, doesn't set the fee.
No, there's
Okay.
no
So
fees.
it might say that, okay, we need that blower test now, where back then we didn't,
Correct.
and then you saying that it's like $1,000, is that
But
what you said?
the people that would do the job, you would have to hire somebody to do that test. So
Okay.
that additional cost in hiring someone to do that test would go to the builder, but not the city.
Not the city.
Okay.
This,
But
this,
we'll have to come up with
no.
no, we won't.
The city won't have to pay anything to
Okay.
update the codes.
Okay.
All the codes do is make builders,
Realize what they have to do.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
their
So they'll
standards.
be responsible for the full payment, no matter what that may be.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good.
Any other questions?
If there's no questions or discussion, I move that the council approve item 10 on the agenda as stated, which is updates to the code of ordinances.
Okay, I'll second that.
Williams is second. Any more discussions? Okay, all in favor? Unanimous, all four. Okay, number 11, establishing the 2023 city holiday schedule. Council to discuss, consider, and possibly take action on approving, resolution 2022-06, establishing the city holiday schedule for calendar year 2023. Okay, is that something that you want to talk about, or you want me to read it?
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Mayor. So on this one here, just a standard, council still wishes to approve this by resolution each year. I did have one amendment on this. I did forget, Juneteenth, which is now, a federal holiday. So I added that one to the list as well. So the ones that you see here at the dais are the correct ones.
Okay, and then two, just for clarification, that one you added there, Juneteenth, we already had that one.
Yes,
In
sir.
there.
So y'all didn't have that one last year?
Yes.
These
Yes.
are
all the same.
Yes, sir. That was last year.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve it.
Okay, Mr. Talbot made a motion to approve it,
I'll second it.
seconded is by Prater. Any discussions? No? All in favor? Unanimous, thank you, gentlemen. Okay, number 12, I think 12, we can do A and B together. Approval for finances. A is council discuss, consider, and possibly take action on approving July 2022 financial reports for the general and water fund account. And B, council to discuss, consider, and possibly take action on approving July 2022 accounts payable for the general and water fund account. Any questions, Mr. Williams? No questions, okay?
No, I'm just gonna make a motion,
Okay,
excuse me, to approve the July 22nd, July 2022 financial reports for the general and water fund accounts and the accounts payable, July 2022 accounts payable for the general and water fund accounts.
and Mr. Talbot said he seconds it. Okay, all in favor? Unanimous, all four, okay. Number 13, acceptance of the 2022 certified tax roll. Council to discuss, consider, and possible take action to accept the 2022 certified tax rolls as approved by the McLennan and Fall County Appraisal District. Okay, any discussions on that or anything? Anybody want to talk about that?
From what I've seen, everything went down, didn't it?
Yes, sir.
I don't see why anybody would argue with that.
With argument going down, that's true. All right, anybody make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Mr. Bass is gonna make a motion that we accept accept the 2022, tax rolls.
Certified.
Certified tax rolls as approved by the McLennan and Falls County Appraisal District. Okay?
Okay.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, Bass
That's it.
and Prater. Any discussions? Okay. All in favor? Unanimous, all four, please. All right. 14, engagement of the 2021-2022 financial audit. Council to discuss, consider, and possibly take action on resolution 2022-07, engaging with Brookway, Gerspick, and Franklin and
Niemeyer.
Niemeyer. PC for the purpose of conducting an annual comprehensive financial audit of all city funds for the year ending September the 30th of 2022.
I'd like to say that 12 years ago, when I first came on the council, we like to never got anybody to do an audit for the city because it was so messed up. And
Yes, sir.
nobody would take it, but these people took it with the understanding they would cut everything off and start fresh.
Yes, sir.
And they've been doing it every year since then, and they've done a
They've
wonderful
done a good
job.
job of it. Yes, sir. Okay. Mr. Toller.
I work with them myself, and I know a few others that have, and it's very important to be consistent and have the same ones as long as you're satisfied, because it
Yes,
makes
sir.
the job much easier, much cheaper, and more efficient, and,
Very
I
true.
can't tell you how important it is to keep them if you can.
Yes, sir.
So I'll make a motion to re-engage these people.
Toller, okay.
I second it.
And Bass seconded. Okay, all in favor? Unanimous, all four? Okay, 15, equipment purchases. At the request of the Budget Committee, council to discuss, consider, and possible take action on the purchase of 9 new commercial automatic reading water meters for core and main in the amount not to exceed $12,000. Gene, is that something you would like to talk about?
I can.
Yes, sir. Would you come up, please?
So, what this is when we did all of our meter change-outs, we didn't do any of the big meters. We all up to 1-inch meter. Well, found an issue at one at Green Family Camp. We put it in. I can sit outside the gate, get their reading. I can get a graph on it. So, the school had a problem a couple weeks ago. They had a leak. They found it at the administration building in the old gym, had been running all summer. And luckily, that 1-inch meter was one I could pull a graph on to show them that they've had a leak. So what this is we'll replace 2 big meters at Green Family Camp, the rest of the big meters at the school, and I've got one for Helena and one for the TV station. Now, the one for the TV station, I know the property is for sale or has sold, but I won't put it in the ground until it's ready to be used, so it doesn't just sit there and, potentially. Huh?
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, that's for all of our big meters, and this way here, if Green Family Camp's got a leak, I can show them on the graph. Right now, all I can do is talk to them and convince them.
Okay. Didn't the one at the green camp that you put in there, did it not, basically already pay for itself, basically, by the?
I would have to get with Laura, because this is the first month it's been in the ground where we, build on it.
Yeah, because
But-
with those meters, it would probably end up paying for themselves.
Right,
For
and,
catching all the water.
and I've already talked to Mr. Kilgore at the school to let them know, and I talked to the maintenance man at Green Family Camp. For them to be ready for some sticker shock,
Yes,
because
sir.
if these meters aren't reading right, they will now,
Yeah,
if we go through with it.
that's true.
All
They
right?
can't, they can't argue with you on it now.
Right,
This is from the same company that we got all the other new meters
Yes.
from.
Yes, Mr. Wiggins?
Okay, I'll make a motion that, we purchase 9 meters for the total of $11,685. is what it
12,000.
shows here.
Mr. Mayor, just point of
Yes, sir.
information on this one. So, Core Main did issue this quote. It was good for 30 days, but it has since passed that. So, if any motion could be made to give us a
Yeah,
Okay, for,
Can you redo
to-
your?
yes, I'll amend that to
No.
not exceed
Yeah.
12,000.
It's 11,000 and something, but,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay. To purchase 9 meters to not exceed $12,000.
My second.
Okay, Wiggins, Bass, okay? Wiggins and Bass, okay? Any more discussions on this? Okay, all in favor? One to, two?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, all four,
Yeah.
all four, okay. 16, equipment purchase. At the request of the Budget Committee, council to discuss, consider, and possibly take action on the purchase of a new lawnmower for the maintenance department from Landscape Supply in the amount not to exceed $14,000. You wanna cover that one since, or, in Eugene?
I'll go ahead and give a little bit of.
He'll give us some on it, and then you can explain about your old one, maybe.
So when we were looking over the budget for 2022, 2023, we discovered that the Kubota mower that we have currently is giving us a lot of issues. It's constantly going down. It's just an unreliable mower. Staff want to be able to operate mowers simultaneously when they have big properties going. This kind of gives them some flexibility to do so. So the budget committee just decided, let's go ahead and try to make that purchase out of this year's fiscal year funds. So Gene, I'll kind of hand it over to you and let you explain why we need this one.
Well, yeah, like right now, the battery's dead on it. We don't wanna go replace the battery if we're gonna replace the mower. The PTO switch on it, you gotta have needle nose under it to hold it on to mow, you know, and I don't wanna spend that money, cause, you know, we've already spent, you know, it's been in the shop a lot at Temple and in Waco, because they say there's grass getting in the gas tank, and that's why it's dying.
What brand is it?
It's the Kubota.
The Kubota, okay.
Yep. The Hustler mower, that one was bought when John Wayne was here. That was years ago. And that mower is still, it'll run circles around that big Kubota. But I did go to Landscape Supply and I got some bids from Empire Seed in Temple. And I figured Landscape Supply would be the best one because they've got a service department there. And, you know, if something happens with, and they said we can take that Kubota to them and they'll look at it and tell us what they'll buy it from us for, you know. If we want, I would take it, get a bid. If we don't like it, we don't sell it, we put it in auction.
Yeah.
So that's the best thing to do, I think.
Because I was under the understanding that the one that's messing up so much, that you may start it, and it may go for a good ways, then it may go a little bit, die, go a
Yeah.
little bit, die, go a little bit, die. You want it- So we can't maintain our city that way, so that's why we're doing this. Okay.
So,
Yes, sir, Mr. Wiggins.
okay, Gene, I noticed that on these bids, you have one here from Landscape Supply. Is that for a 72-inch mower?
Yeah.
Do you have that bid with you? I don't have a copy of it.
72 inch, yeah.
A
Right.
Pro Turn 272, and just by looking at this information, that shows to be a 72-inch.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And that's
then-
bigger than what the Kubota is, allow us to, you know, if you're back there at the ball field mowing or behind City Hall, behind the fire hall, it takes a little while with that
Well, it's a
60-inch
commercial.
mower. Yeah, it's a commercial grade mower.
Right, how wide is the one we have now?
Do you have that
Is it a 60 or do you know?
54 or 60?
Well, this 72 is not gonna be too wide, is it?
No, it'll fit on the trailer. We measured the trailer.
No, I mean like,
Going down places.
like if you're gonna mow at our, where our, tanks are.
No, we used a big mower outside on at all the well sites. We put the little Hustler inside the fence
Okay,
because
Okay.
it's got the obstacles to go around the tanks and the piping and all that.
and I also notice on one of these bids is the, about the airless tires.
Right.
For the back, obviously, and that's probably a good deal. They seem high, good God, they are, but you
that's those
never
wafer-
have a flat.
They're the wafer looking tires. They look funny, but
Right,
yeah.
right.
Matter of fact,
Okay.
pulled a screw out of the tractor today. We finally got the 45 acres taken care of this year, first time. But we pulled a deck screw out of that tire today.
Now,
Yeah.
this estimate is good
I will,
for now, right? I
I'll,
mean, it was
he didn't give me a
July the
deadline.
18th.
Right. He didn't give me a deadline, but I can always call him and talk to him.
Yeah, I bet he'll go, I bet he'll go with the price that he.
That's where we buy our chainsaws and our weed eaters from.
Do a lot of
Okay.
work for him.
Okay, well, I'll make the same motion as I did, I'll make the motion that, we purchase this 72-inch mower with the, wheels, airless tires yet. And I'm just gonna say, to give a little leeway like I did on the other one, I'll just, from Landscape Supply, an amount not to exceed 14,000.
Okay, Mr. Talbot, do you have a question?
Was there a second?
I would, but not yet, it's not.
No.
Oh.
I'll wait till you get.
Does somebody have a second on that?
I'll second.
Okay, Mr. Bass has seconded. Now, we have a discussion.
Yeah, I'll tell you this, that gravity you can beat. That's what you gonna have some big hydraulic filters, learning up to change regular different things. And all of it uses synthetic oil transmission in the engine. I bought two for different people and one for me. And I thought my wife would shoot me when I bought it. And I bought her 52, but I paid small stuff.
Right.
You take 2 days to mow, now she mows in 4 or 5 hours.
Right. And, you know,
She loves it, so.
and that's
I can work
something
on it.
I wanna look at in the next year or something, is maybe get another big mower and either retire the Hustler or use it for, you know, small jobs like, Kent asked us to kinda clean up around City Hall. Well, I was weed eating, like, no, it needs to be mowed. So the only thing you're gonna put up here really is the little Hustler. You're not gonna put the big mower in the front.
The only
Yeah.
thing that I got a little hesitation about is the big one, the 72. I'd rather see you have 60, I'll tell you why. I mowed 14 acres of cemetery. And it's house, and when the rain gets big, you tend to push it.
Right.
And you overload the mower and you overload the engine. If you got a little extra engine, a little bit smaller, then you can run a little faster and it's not quite as tough on it, but it's okay.
No, but, okay, here's the deal. What if I go to Landscape Supply tomorrow and look at a mower and they got a 60-inch on sale and they got 2 of them that is less than 14 grand?
Yeah,
Buy 2 of them?
well,
I mean,
hey, that'd be tickle me to death. Whoa.
I mean, I'm just
I
saying.
don't know how you
If
do
you
that.
can get 2 of them for 14, then I would say get 2 60s for.
And that's something, you know, I don't know.
Makes good sense to me.
Right,
Because they put them on sale all the time, especially in the winter.
exactly.
Okay, all right, we have a motion that we, not to get this lawnmower at Landscape Supply, not to exceed $14,000, and Bass seconded. All in favor? Unanimous, all 4. Okay. Warranty purchase. Council to discuss, consider, and possibly take action on the purchase of an extended warranty from First Innovation Incorporation for the recently purchase of a 2022 Ram 3500 in an amount not to exceed $2,500. Okay, Mr. Wiggins, I think you was wanting, had talked to us about doing this and.
I talked to you about putting it on there because I was thinking that normally from that Apple, you can get a lifetime warranty. This is not a lifetime warranty.
No.
This warranty doesn't appear as good, but I think Kent was gonna talk about it.
I'm sorry, I thought this was yours, sir. Okay, Kent?
Yes, ma'am. So on this one here, if everybody can kind of just take a look at the screen, hopefully everybody can see it okay. I've got the difference between the factory warranty and extended warranties set up there. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
It's my opinion that this one probably just isn't gonna be worth the amount to pay for it. I did wanna bring it up here for discussion. You can see on the right-hand side, the basic warranty is 3 years, 36,000 miles. We got a powertrain limited warranty, 5 years, 100,000 miles. And several other different warranties that are included with this purchase. The extended warranty for $2,400 is gonna be, up to 6 years, and it's gonna be up to 100,000 miles. It's got a lot of exclusions in there. It will cover the transmission, it will cover, basic engine repairs, but it's contingent upon you maintaining all of your scheduled PMs. If you don't do that, if you miss it, it's void. So they're gonna be looking for a lot of ways to kind of get out of this. And my experience with a lot of these different companies, there's a lot of paperwork involved, you have to send them a lot of information, you have to wait on them. This is a third-party vendor on this one, and I just don't think it would be worth it. We may be rolling the dice on it, but I think we're gonna come out on top.
Well,
If we don't have a motion, then it will be, Mr. Prater.
This is it's just gonna be sitting unless we pull it anyway, so I don't see a whole lot of miles being put on it. It was the same 100,000 and 100,000.
Yes, sir, and I'm glad you brought that up too, because in the exclusions, if you look at it, it also mentions towing.
Yes.
And it says any towing with anything not factory installed. Well, Gene, do we have our fifth wheel factory installed?
No, it
Yeah,
didn't
so it-
have the receiver for it, but we had to buy
Yeah.
the ball. It had the hole, the hitch and all, we just had to buy the ball.
Yeah,
That
it's
was-
not
that
worth
was-
it.
So that may have been a point where they like to come back and say, no.
Councilman Wiggins?
Okay, I'm gonna go with the, administrator's recommendation, and I'm gonna say that, to make a motion that we do not purchase this extended warranty.
Okay, Wiggins.
I'll second it.
Okay, Bass seconds it. Okay, we have a motion that we do not accept the, extended warranty for the 2022 Ram 3500 at all. So we have a second.
Correct.
All in favor? Unanimous, all four. All right, let's go to number 18. Okay, election for the Texas Municipal League Intergovernmental Risk Pool Board of Trustees. We get this every year, they send it to us to, send us a list of what we need to look at. They like for us to nominate, these people, and they send it to us, right, this one right here. And that's basically for the council, isn't it, to vote on this? So, give y'all a few minutes to look this over. Place 6, they have 2 people, Allison, Hayward and Kimberly Meismer.
Miss
Miss
Meismer, Miss Meismer is the one I chose.
Yeah, Ms. Meisner. Okay. Does anybody else want to choose anyone else, or do they think that would work for them?
Nah, too unfit.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do that one, all right? Okay, place 7, we have a Mary Dennis, a James A. Douglas, PhD. We have a Rebecca Haas, and a James, Hotto. Hotto? Am I saying that right? Hotto?
Oh, doctor.
Anyway, here we go. Does anybody have a recommendation on that one that they liked?
I like that James
The
Otto.
PhD, yeah, that was my choice.
Yes.
PhD. Oh, James?
See, how many do we need?
Yeah.
One on each page.
Now, there's 2 names on this page here.
Yeah.
Yes.
James Douglas, PhD.
No, I'm talking about James Otto, the one at the
Hopper,
bottom.
okay. James Hopper.
City manager for Weatherford.
Weatherford, he's the city manager, okay. That's a good one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, number 8, place 8, we got a Chris Kaufman, he's the city manager of Granbury. We have a Bert Haney, a city administrator of the city of, Crockwell Hill.
Cochran.
We have a Mike Land, city manager, for the city of Coppell. Marvin Mendoza, he is the city administrator for the city of, I've never heard of these cities.
Hello,
Pronounce a little on.
Hello, these, I got.
Elotes, okay, Elotes. Okay, and then we have a Louis Rigby. He's the mayor of the city of LaPorte. So, anybody have a recommendation on that one?
I chose Mike Land,
Mike Land of Capel.
Capel, yes.
Everybody have okay with that one, or they have one of their own?
That's fine with me.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't know any of them.
all right.
They all look pretty good.
Yeah. Place 9, we have a very commissioner for the city of Richmond. We have Stephanie Fisher, council member for Johnson City. We have Carl Joyner, mayor of the city of Kemah. Is that Kemah?
Kima.
Kemah, okay, and then, Opal, oh my goodness, Opal Jones is the city manager of the city of Lancaster, and the last is William, Lynn, the city manager of Kennedy.
I chose Miss Jones.
You chose Miss Jones on that one?
Yes,
She's
ma'am.
coming.
Okay, yeah, okay, is
She's
everybody
already
okay
there.
with Miss Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, then that sounds good, so we can do that. Alright, and then we'll.
Do we need, do we need to make a motion that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We make a motion that we accept, the ones we chose for the Texas Municipal League Intergovernmental Risk Pool Board of Trustees election. And, we got, place 6, we have Kimberly, and place 7, we have Hot, and on place 8, we have Mike Land, and place 9, we have Opal. Okay,
I'll second the motion.
and you'll second the motion, okay? Got that down. I'll hop on and have to sign that and send it in.
Got a vote on
Who made the motion?
I
Mr.
made it,
Wiggins?
I made it, and Mr. Bass seconded it,
Yes.
and then all in favor?
Yeah, all in favor? Unanimous, okay, thank you. I was trying to get on my writing there.
I know.
I was getting there.
I'm sorry.
Okay, no, you're fine, sir. Establishment of utility bill relief fund. Okay, Ken and I have been talking to, about this, but I'm gonna let, he can explain it to you better than I can, so, cause my tongue gets twisted, y'all know how I am on words, so I'm gonna let Mr. Manton talk about it.
I don't know if I'm that much better than you, Linda, but I'll take a whack at it.
Okay.
So the utility bill relief fund. So we had a very generous, community member, want to donate $1,000, and she did. We accepted that one. We've got it, in our checking account. Her desire on that one, it's a her, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry. It's an anonymous donor. They are wanting this to be earmarked, for senior citizens in our community who need a little extra help. So we don't have any current rules or procedures in place, to protect, city staff, to protect those applicants. So Pam, if you'll move one slide over on this one, got a little bit more there. There are, some other ordinances out there from different cities. I did contact Texas Municipal League on this one. They're the ones who told us to go ahead and accept it. However, the new ordinance would need to, address an application for this, in my opinion. Rules and procedures for making sure that these, funds are dispersed in a manner that we want them to be, and also for accepting future gifts. Sometimes there's issues that arise, with perception on who we're getting our funds from. So I think the ordinance, would kind of address all those things and give us, here, city staff, some guidance to go off of.
And it's a good tax write.
So my recommendation on this one is to make a motion to accept this initial donation, establish a separate bank account for these funds to be stored, and place a temporary spending hold on these funds until ordinance can be brought before council and approved.
Also make the motion.
Okay, you make that motion, sir?
Yeah.
Okay,
Just do your check.
all right, the second?
I think,
Okay, Mr. Bass seconds it? Okay, all right. And
that's very nice.
Okay.
Somebody.
Yes, it was, very nice of this family. Okay, all in favor? Unanimous. Okay, thank you. Okay, number 20, a approval of proposed tax rate. Council to discuss, consider, and possibly take action on an ordinance levying, ad valorem taxes for the year 2022, FY 2022-2023, at a rate of 0.460000 per $100, assessed valuation on all taxable property within the corporate limits of the city of Bruceville-Eddy as of January 1st of 2022. Okay?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Do we not have to have a public hearing to approve this?
Good question, sir. So, what we're voting on here tonight is the proposed tax.
The
Oh, proposed, okay, I'm
Yes.
sorry.
Yeah, it's
So
a
this just gives
Yeah.
me the go-ahead, if this
Yeah.
is the direction you want, council wants to
So
go in.
proposed.
Yes,
It's
and I will
just-
give this to the tax office to publish our
Yeah.
tax,
Okay.
hearing notice in the papers, and we are planning on having that on September 8th.
Didn't this go down also? Wasn't it?
Yes.
54?
It was.
50.
So, yeah, I can provide a little bit of information.
It was 50, yeah.
Okay,
Right.
hands raised here, Councilman Howard.
Well, Mr. Wiggins and, you and Ken worked on the budget and the tax rates and things, so I saw it acquiesced to Mr. Wiggins and yourself and Mr. Mann on the recommendation, which I know it's gonna be, and
Yes,
I'm
sir.
for it.
Oh, okay.
But I will be gone for the next final, tax rate public hearing, so
Okay.
I guess my opinion, is now in favor of that rate.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Okay. All right, any other questions, or do we want to make a
Did you-
for the proposed rate?
Well,
Yeah, he
Mr.
wants
Mayor, I
to-
can give you a little bit of
Okay.
further
More
information.
information. Okay, go
Yes.
ahead.
So, the budget committee, did make some recommendations on this. We did talk about this at our budget workshop. The proposed tax rate is gonna be lower than last year. We're going down about 4 cents, per $100 of valuation. However, due to increased, tax appraisals across the board, rising values of properties in general, we're gonna be collecting an additional revenue. So that will, be to the tune of, $17,100. It's a 4.36% increase from last year's budget. This is not the final tax rate, as I was just mentioning. We will have a public hearing on that on September the 8th, and then after that, make a vote, to approve the official tax rate for this year. That's all I have.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Mr. Bass?
So this, I wasn't thinking, this is the proposed tax rate.
Yeah.
We have, before it's actually set at that amount, we have to have a public hearing
Yes.
for the public to have
It's
their
a
input.
proposal, yeah.
But it's actually down, the proposed rate is down from 50 cents to 45 cents per $100.
6 cents, yes, sir.
So I move that we approve this to be presented to the public,
Okay,
46 cents per 100.
okay. And Talbot seconds it. That we
It's not
accept
often that
yeah,
the tax rate goes
the
down,
approval
so,
for
You
proposed
still make
tax
more
rate.
money.
yeah.
All in favor? Unanimous. Okay. Any community announcements?
Wasn't we having, what was it, Smash It or something was coming to, demo something Saturday, or?
Do what?
Smash it.
Smash my trash.
Smash
Smash
My
my
Trash.
trash.
Yes, that one's just for city staff. But
Oh, is this for city
yeah,
staff?
just
Oh,
a
okay.
vendor coming out to show us
Yeah, show
how
us
they
how to
could,
do it, not for the city.
save us some
Okay,
money on our.
I didn't know if that was gonna be on the day that,
No, that's.
oh, okay, I got you.
Okay, so no community announcements, any old business or anything like that? Any discussions from our citizens? Okay, number 22, the adjournment.
I move we adjourn.
Okay,
Nothing
Mr.
to
Bass
say?
made a motion that we adjourn,
I'll see.
and Prater seconded. This meeting is adjourned, and it is 7:10